I'm going to do a second video for today. So, this is actually a build of my own that I've been playing with for a while. I have a previous video, which is a Nagamoose video on my channel that I was never very happy with. And so I changed it completely to some sort of fucking Bloodlord build, which is ridiculous and fun. And does not do any elemental, because who needs elemental damage when you're like some sort of vampiric bloody Dracula motherfucker? Anyway, so this one, I was tossing up which name to call it. I don't know if I'm going to call it the Cherry Popper, and you'll know why, or or just Bloodlord, something like that, something tame. I will probably go with option 1 because fuck it, why not? Anyway, this build basically explodes all the enemies around you. What? Oh, something's going on there. So it's pretty crazy, and the reason why are these fine little gloves, which are called the hemophilia. So basically, bleeding enemies you kill explode, dealing 5% of their maximum damage as physical damage around to everyone else. That's really powerful if you've got the right build and 100% bleed, which I'm pretty sure I have 100% bleed chance, which is friggin' nuts. Anyway, so let's go into what I've got that makes this work. So the first thing is you'll need a Yule Nithol's Embrace Vile Axe. Now it does give you a 28% reduction in attack speed, but we have a way of getting around that. But basically, every time you kill a bleeding enemy, it triggers a level 20 Bone Nova. So it's like playing Diablo, Necromancer in Diablo 2. That swings his axe around really fast. The next thing is attacks have 25% to inflict bleeding when hitting cursed enemies, and we just so happen to also curse enemies, which is great. The next thing I've got is your standard Devoto's Devotion. It's going to give you attack speed that sort of mitigates some of that reduction there. You'll need a Carnage Heart Onyx Amulet. You'll need the one that gives you physical attack damage leech life and leech life per second, not the one that decreases your health, and I think that's a legacy item. The next thing I've got is the Blood Dance Sharkskin Boots, which gives me frenzy charges, which is pretty cool. So you get a 26% chance to gain frenzy charges on kill, which means you don't have to run any frenzy jewels or I can't remember the one, Assassin's Mark, whatever it is, Poacher's Mark. You don't need to run any passive blasphemy or abilities to get that, so that's good. The last thing you'll need is the Hemophilia Serpent Scale Gauntlets, which are the key thing. You can do this. Probably a better axe, again, is the At-Series Vile Axe. But this one, I like the Blood Nova, and it does a crazy amount of fizz damage, like it's up to 574, so this is a decent roll. And finally, I have a 6-link Astral Plate chest, which I got for a 1x, I think it was 1x, which gives me a T1 91 health roll and a lot of resist and physical damage reflect and armor, obviously, and it's a 6-link. And sorry, my belt is the Perseverance, and that is because we have Onslaught while we have Fortify, and I always have Fortify going as long as I'm hitting an enemy, so it's pretty good. Rings are just increasing elemental resistances, health, and a bit of physical damage. Pretty much the focus is on maxing out as much resistance as you can. This is not, you do not need 5,000 health for this build to work, which is good. Again, Room is Concoction, At-Series Promise, just chaos damage, leech based on that. And as you can see, all my flasks, except for one, has increased life recovery and 50% increase health recovered when you hit it the first time. So, sorry, increased amount recovered. Yeah, the more health you can claw in when you're in those clutch positions, the better off you are. Gems, so there's a little bit of work to go on here, but basically the gist is I have Blasphemy running with Warlord's Mark. You can run in Feeble, but I would say Warlord's Mark for the Leech. I also have Leap Slam with faster attacks. I have Vengeance. Just while I'm spinning, I hit again if someone hits me. On my 6th link, I have Cyclone. I have faster attacks. I have melee physical damage support, which gives you 49% more damage with bleeding and poison caused by melee attacks, melee hits. Brutality, because we're not doing elemental damage, we just want to do phys damage. Chance to bleed support as well. It's going to increase your bleed chance support, increase the amount of damage you're doing to bleeding enemies, and fortify on hit, which is just, it is what it is. It's making you a bit more tanky as you spin to win. In my gloves, I've got Blade Vortex, I've got Blood Rage, I have Immortal Call, and I have Casting Damage Taken. Even though I get 26% chance to get a Frenzy Charge with my boots passive, I still run Blood Rage, which gives me a little bit more in that. Yeah, just a good item to have. In my boots, I have Haste, which is how we get around our whole speed deficiency debacle. I have Stone Golem for the lols. I have Enhance on the Golem, and I also have Veil Cyclone, and I have Enhance attached to that, so that beefs up that as well. It's just spin in one location, everyone comes to you with Veil Cyclone. It's really easy. We'll go for the map. Yeah, that's it for gems. As far as passive tree, just ignore that. This is on the standard league currently because this is one of my main characters. So we're running a duelist, and we have the Slayer as well. So as far as what we've done, we went down from the physical attack damage nodes down to Master of the Arena. We went across to Art of the Gladiator. We've then worked down to get Destroyer. We've then picked up our Golem's Blood, and then we've moved all the way down to Iron Reflexes and Vitality Void, which gives me more Leech and makes all my evasion points armor, which is pretty much awesome. Then we go across, we pick up all of these two-handed weapon nodes. We want them all. Give me all them nodes. The other thing we want to pick up back up where we are at Destroyer is the Bloodletting, which gives me increased attack damage against bleeding enemies. So 70% increased damage with bleeding as well. So bleed is very powerful. So then we come down, we pick up Hematophagy, whatever the fuck you pronounce, I don't care. I don't need Crimson Dance. It's just, yeah, I don't want to do less damage with bleeding. I want to do more damage with bleeding. I really want to work towards enemies just exploding. Like, that's where I want to get to. So don't need that. So you keep coming up, pick up Red Storm, which again gives you more damage with bleeding and more bleed chance. You want to pick up Bloodless. You want to go up further. You want to pick up Juggernaut. You want to go up further. You want to pick up all these axe nodes, Cleaving and Slaughter, because we're using an axe. You told us an axe, not a sword. Then we want to come up, pick up Barbarism for more health. We want to pick up Resolute Technique. We don't need to crit with this build. We just need to put bleed on them. So then we're going to want to go to the right. We'll pick up Astral Knowledge just to get some int in there, and then we want to go down and pick up By the Blade. We want to pick up Born to Fight. We want to pick up Heart of the Warrior, Warrior's Blood, and I've just picked up some additional resist nodes because I need more resist. Then we come back up, we get Sanctity, we get Discipline and Training, we get Retribution, we get Amplify. So we got 20% more AoE damage. Then we want to go to the right, and just pick up a little jewel socket here, and then we want to start working on the Scion health nodes. That's it for this build. It's no complicated nodes or whatever, we just want to get, the key ones are Bloodletting, Red Storm, and that's pretty much it, just to proc that bleed. Our Ascendancy, so this one's done all 4 labs, so we want to work into Endless Hunger first, then we want to pick up Brutal Fervor, or if you want to go another way, Endless Hunger first, you pick up Bane of Legends second, which gives you, basically when enemies get to 20% or lower life, they pop, they die straight away, which makes it really quick as far as mapping goes. Your third run through, you want to get Brutal Fervor, which gives you 100% increased life leech per second. You cannot be stunned by leeching, and you're immune to bleeding. So you make them bleed, but you don't get to bleed, which is good. And finally, Headsman just gives you enhanced shit, more damage, more attack speed, whatever. Pretty straightforward stuff. So that's pretty much it for the tree. What have I got for... here we go. So we want to use Soul of Lunaris and Soul of Grathkul for damage reduction. We want more damage reduction, more movement speed. And that's I think that's pretty much it. Stat-wise, I think I'm pushing max resist on everything. Life regen's at 230, which isn't too bad. Nearly 8k armor, that's 39% damage reduction. 200% life leech, which is good. Inflict chance to bleed from main hand hits, 100%. Yep. Bleeding damage per second is about 4.8 thousand. That's per second. And that's just your bleed proc. Outside of that, we do a flat 32.9 thousand damage, which is good, and we attack at 3.13. So it's, as an overall, it's pretty solid build. So I don't have Val Pact because I want my health regen to work. Val Pact is pretty crap now. They've nerfed it. It's a waste of time using. Don't waste your time, especially when you have a passive which is effectively Val Pact with this character. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Anyway, so let's run a T12 map. This is pretty comfortable at T10. This will go this will play all the way up to T bloody 15 or whatever, but just depends on how good you are at playing it. Anyway, let's roll this shit. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, I've actually played this new map. So, as you can see, it runs nice and fast. We're just gonna pop them. Bam! Nah, I won't do that right now. Do that after. Just want to quickly kill some mobs. As you can see, they just explode. Just melts enemies. Bam! Look at all that blood, all the giblets. There's no running from me. And as you can see, every time they explode from bleed, why not? Let's do it. It's just a very, very safe, powerful build. Bam! Let's go get that. As you can see, my golem is not very good. Woo! Pretty much you just drop entire mobs in seconds. Bosses, no worries, it just kills them. Hey ya ya! That's some damn good currency right there. More chainsaws. So, let's hit this motherfucker. Look at that. There's no stopping me. There's no stopping me. Enemies will just bleed and implode and pop and split up everywhere. It's crazy. This is T12. This should actually be hard, but it's not hard. This is a very different take on Whirlwind. Sorry, that's Diablo. Cyclone, I mean. Let's kill these little pricks. Oh, look at that sound. Hear that sound, I should say. Damn! Nice little example there. As you can see, it's just nice and fast. Gets the job done. That's disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. So I also generate endurance charges because I use Warlord's Mark, and I have frenzy charges. But that is my cherry popper build. It's nice and bloodthirsty. Look at all the giblets and blood and splitting ass. Hey, you fucker! What are you doing? Also, with the Life Leech node on the Slayer Ascension tree, you get over Life Leech, which means you'll just keep regenning. Even after you've killed someone, you'll get a pool and it'll just keep regenning. So it's pretty powerful. But yeah, anyway, if you like this video, if you think this build's cool, then yeah, like and favorite it. I will probably do a proper build guide for this at some point. I haven't got the time right now, but I will do it. I'll do it on the forums or however it's done. But yeah, anyway, that's my cherry popper build for Path of Exile. Yeah, enjoy.